to congratulate him on his victory, I was befuddled. I was amazed. I was krinkum krakum. Because that congratulation from Bola Ahmed Tinubu in itself to Donald J. Trump was a ridicule to the very sensibilities of Nigerians. Now, here is a person who believed that the only way you can win elections in Nigeria is by grabbing, snatching, and running away with election. It is a huge insult on the system of American election for somebody with this belief to call American president-elect to congratulate him. I don't know what you think, but this is how I think. And trust me when I tell you that to say I am disappointed in Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to say the least. Because if you have emerged from a system that is indeed transparent, such as the one you are calling to congratulate, one wouldn't have any problem with it at all. But here we have a man who accentuates the system that promises corruption, a system that promises people who are corrupt to continue being corrupt. Call it a system that is transparent, that produced the will of the people, and congratulating. Tell me, in the spirit of common sense, how does that make sense in the world of common sense? I'm totally ashamed. And talking about the presidential election in America, some of you who live in America think living abroad is an opportunity to ride on a high horse. And when you see some of us from Nigeria making comments about America, you think we don't have the right to comment because, hey, we are not living in America, so we don't know a thing or two about living in America. But science has provided us, the world now is a global community, and we see things. I have decided to remain quiet about the American election because we have come to a time when our minds, our decisions, our ability to observe variables are no longer a prerogative of ours. Things that happens and our ability to take decisions based on the things that happens are no longer our prerogative. We now have a globalized system controlled by a few people who want you to think the way they think, decide what they decide, and believe what they believe. And if I may make a small reference to the Bible, God uses people that are not exactly the candidate that you will choose if you are in the same place as God. The choice parameters of God is not the choice parameters of man. If you read the Bible, everybody that God chose for a mission are not exactly the type of qualified personnel that man will use to carry out his mission. And I'm always fascinated when I make this example. Moses was a stammerer. Moses was a hot-tempered personality, a stammerer and a hot-tempered man. Then you are asking him to go and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You chose a stammerer and a hot-tempered man to be an intermediary between you and Pharaoh. It makes no sense. But God does not look at your imperfections. God does not look at your physical imperfections. God focuses on your intrinsic values. And what were those intrinsic values in Moses? One, Moses grew up in the palace as the senior brother of Pharaoh. Only somebody who understands the schematics of the palace, the culture of the palace, and who has a royal figure. Moses was tall, stoutly built, princely built, and speaks in the language of the palace. So beyond his physical attribute, he has a palatial attribute. And hence, he was the only one among the Jews who were mostly slaves, who had scars on their backs, who were always subservient to the Jews, to the Egyptians. Who else can go to Pharaoh and say, "Let my people go"? It's Moses. So when I see people, Nigerians, and some of you Nigerians who are in America,